So good morning, everybody. I'm very honored to present you for the Chamber of Commerce in the name of the Chamber of Commerce of Rabat this webinar, and also in cooperation, of course, of the AHK Morocco, the German Chamber of Commerce in Casablanca. We're very proud to be able to show you and to speak about this opportunity of invest in Morocco concerning, let me say, the football events, which are the Africa Cup in 2025 and of course, the World Cup in 2030. Those horizons are, of course, concerning the football and more or less the infrastructure that we have here in Morocco. It will be concerned about the part of the air freight, the air part, the infrastructure of the highways, etc. But of course, it is the first webinar that we would like to introduce you in this business. And we really hope that you will be interested, and we are going to go further on other webinars, or if you have any opportunities, questions about other possibility of invest here in Morocco, we are really keen to help you and to forward you to the right department. As you see, we have a lot of departments here represented. We are going to start with Mr. Hassan Sakhi, who is the president of the Chamber of Commerce of Rabat, of the region Rabat, Saleh, and Kenitra. After that, Ms. Felgenhauer from the HK is also introduce herself, and the HK here in general in Morocco. After that, we have the slides for you concerning different businesses. We are with the AMDI, we are with the Sonarjet, but with the time, we are going to introduce everybody in the right time. So maybe Mr. Hassan Sakhi, if you are ready, I give you the micro.
Thank you, Mr. Salahdin. So, good morning and welcome to Mrs. Katrina Vergenau and Ms. Nala Slama and Mrs. Fatim Bitwir and Mr. Abdurrahim Nasiri and Mr. Adil Bahi and Mr. Hafid Yousfi and German and Moroccan companies. I'm pleased to welcome you all to this webinar on investment opportunities on the sidelines of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations and the 2030 World Cup. It's a pleasure to have such an estimate gathering of professional amounts as today. In the next hour, we will have a significant list of exceptional speakers from the Ministry of Transport, MDS, Sonarjet, ANEP, and ONDA, who will share their expertise on the opportunities. We believe the opportunities shared there will be relevant to each of you, and encourage you to actively participate by asking questions, participating in discussion on the making the most of these opportunities. Without further ado, let's launch the webinar on investment opportunities in the sidelines of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations and the 2030 World Cup, and make it an enriching experience for German and Moroccan companies. Thank you for being here, and I give the floor to moderator Mr. Salahdin Rashid.
Yes, thank you, Hassan. Thank you so much for this introduction. As everybody heard, we have a kind of floor which is very interesting with all the participants. So now I will introduce you Ms. Katarina Felgenhauer, which is quite new in Morocco. If I remember, it's about 1 year now or less. And Mr. Felgenhauer, so she's the board member of the HAK Germany here in Morocco. So Katarina, please.
Thank you so much, and good morning from my side. Yes, it's been almost a year at the head of the German Chamber of Commerce here in Morocco. It's been quite a ride, but as you can see in today's webinar, it's the right time to be here because the Moroccan economic environment and framework conditions make it extremely attractive for international business, especially German business, with very strong ties historically. And for the future, as we're looking today at the opportunities linked to the Africa Cup of Nations 2025 and the FIFA World Cup 2030. But first, I would like to thank Mr. President of the Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Services in Rabat, Saleh and Kenitra region. We are very proud to be co-hosting this webinar today with this partner chamber of ours. So thanks a lot for your opening words and for our collaboration. I won't waste too much of your time because we have quite a number of experts lined up. I just want to highlight that the German Chamber of Commerce in Morocco has been on the ground for over 25 years, and we currently have over 850 members, of which roughly 80%, 80% are Moroccan companies. So we're very much embedded in the Moroccan economic ecosystem together with our German partners and our German member companies. So you're looking at a very strong network that hopefully can accompany you in exploring the business opportunities we're discussing today. Thanks to all the speakers. This is an amazing program. I'll be listening in myself to learn what we have to offer. And I also want to say that we have over 100 participants in our virtual room. So welcome everybody, and we're looking forward to a great conversation. Please enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katarina. Thank you so much, Hassan. It's thank you for the opening words. It's very interesting. I come back to what said Katarina, Ms. Felgenauer. It's very interesting. For my part, also very quick, 25 years in Germany by Siemens. So I know also the German economy, and I know the potential that we have here. That's why we are working with the Chamber of Commerce in Rabat, but also now, for example, as well with the IMDE, which I would like to introduce. It's Ms. Nahla Ben Slama, which is responsible, if I don't say something wrong about the infrastructure sector here in Morocco. For the IMDE, it is the agency of the Moroccan Agency for the Development of Investment and Exportation. It's the GTAI from Germany, that everybody can maybe understand what is that. So now I will give the floor as well to Ms. Nahla Ben Slama in order to introduce this part here in Morocco. So Ms. Ben Slama.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Salahuddin. Thank you, and nice to meet you all. Let me share my screen. Please let me know if you can all see it.
Yeah, seems to be good, Ms. Ben Slama.
Okay, great. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As Mr. Salahuddin introduced me, I am Nahla Ben Slama, the head of Energy and Infrastructure Department at the Moroccan Investment Export Development Agency. So first of all, I'd like to thank the German Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Morocco and the Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Services of the region of Rabat Saleh Kenitra for inviting me to this webinar, which aims to shed light on the investment opportunities presented by the two major football events Morocco will host in 2025 and 2030. So indeed, the opportunities arising from these two football events concern not only the infrastructure and construction sector, namely through the construction, renovation of stadiums and development of transport and communications network, but also other important sectors such as tourism and banking, to name few. So I will, of course, before digging into these opportunities, which I believe my honorable colleagues from concerned entities, SONAGES and ANEP will be able to give you more insights about, it is worth first to say a few words about IMDE. Is a government agency under the umbrella of Ministry of Investment, with the main mission to accompany national foreign investors to establish their investment projects in Morocco and provide them with end-to-end assistance to connect them with all the right public and private stakeholders, potential partners. We also assist them as established companies in Morocco to access international markets. So now that you know a little bit more about AMDE, allow me to give you for the maybe the German companies who don't know Morocco from an investment or business perspective, to give you an overview about the main business environment in Morocco, its competitive assets, and what support measures are put in place to support private investment. So Morocco, as you all know, is a North African country located only 14 kilometers away from Europe. Democratic and social institutional monarchy and the constitutional monarchy is the institutional system in Morocco. The country counts around 34 million inhabitants with a GDP growth of almost 2%. Morocco is positioned as a world-class hub for sustainable investment and trade, given several competitive advantages, namely stability, its openness and connection to international markets, thanks to its world-class infrastructure, in addition to the availability of young, qualified labor force, access to competitive green energy, and to dedicated mechanisms to support investment. As we all know, stability is key for any investment, and Morocco enjoys a stable political and economic and social environment that is rooted, by the way, in history. We are the second oldest monarchy in the world after Japan, with strong macroeconomic indicator and a royal vision that is aiming to create an equitable, inclusive, and resilient society. Morocco is also open to trade and foreign investors, which are protected through more than 50 non-double taxation agreements already signed by Morocco. And they are free to repatriate their capital and profit with no restrictions. There is no obligation at all to have a local partner. For more than a decade, Morocco has been upgrading its infrastructures to meet the highest international standards. Morocco has the first high-speed train linking north of Morocco, Tangier to Casablanca, 18 international airports. The highway also network have been developed exponentially, reaching nearly 2,000 kilometers, connecting more than 70% of the population. Besides, the most important port in Morocco is Tangier Med Port. It is the first transshipment platform in the Mediterranean and Africa basin with an annual capacity of 9 million containers, connecting Morocco to more than 180 international ports in more than 70 countries. So it really plays a pivotal role as logistics platform serving the national and regional competitiveness. This logistic competitiveness is emphasized through Morocco's strategic geographical location, which enables direct access to larger markets, as you can see. Knowing that Morocco has signed more than 50 free trade agreements, which provide investors access, duty-free access to a market of 2.5 billion consumers. Morocco is, by the way, the only African country having an FTA with both European Union and USA, in addition to other FTAs with Turkey and other African, Arab, and the Middle Eastern countries. Morocco also has available land, and this is very important. Some of this land is I would say, managed and constructed as industrial parks, including 7 special economic zones, what we call here industrial acceleration zones, located in different regions and offering specific advantages, as we will see later. Morocco's competitiveness is also, of course, based on its human capital. The Moroccan labor force is available and is young. So the median age is 29, while it's 44 in Europe, and skilled. So we have more than 200 university graduates graduating per year, more than 20,000 engineers graduates per year, of which 42% are women engineers, in addition to 55,000 technicians graduating each year from dedicated training centers. Morocco has been able to achieve remarkable performance in different sectors, namely in the automotive sector. As you know, the automotive sector is the first exporting sector in Morocco, and Morocco is first in Africa in terms of installed production capacity. Morocco is also a regional champion in Africa, the first in industrial aerospace platform, and second in the pharmaceutical industry, in addition to having a leading BPO platform with engineering and design capabilities. Of course, on top of all the above-mentioned competitive assets comes sustainability. So thanks to the National Energy Strategy launched in 2009, Morocco is positioned today as one of the greenest and lowest carbon platforms in the world, thanks to its exceptional natural resources and track record, with an installed renewable capacity of more than 4 gigawatts, which is around 40% of the total energy mix. And the aim is, of course, to raise this share to more than 52% by 2030. So, of course, this performance reflects the government's efforts and continuous support toward enhancing business environment to make investors' lives as easy as possible, and to support their investment through different mechanisms, such as preferred tax regime within the specific economic zones, including 0% corporate tax for 5 years, followed by a flat rate of 20%, and total exemptions for VAT and custom duties within these zones. Dedicated training, hiring and training mechanism, including subsidies for training and dedicated training centers. In addition to the new investment charter, which applies to both foreign and domestic investment, aiming to make Morocco a hub for FDI, but also to reduce disparities between Morocco's regions, to encourage investments in priority sectors, and foster exports and the internalization of Moroccan companies. So what does this new investment charter bring as a support? This charter is actually based on 4 investment support schemes, including a main mechanism and 3 specific mechanisms. So the main mechanism targets projects that meet specific criteria. So either the project has to invest a minimum of 5 million euros and create a minimum of 50 direct jobs, or create more than 150 direct and stable jobs. So within this main mechanism, different bonuses are granted to the investors, including 5 bonuses which are common to any company operating in Morocco, a territorial bonus depending on the location, and a sectorial bonus. So these bonuses can be accumulated up to 30% of the capex. The main support scheme includes 5 common bonuses, which encourage job creation, as you can see, gender equity, investing in industries of the future, such as agri-tech, AI, electric mobility, among others, and taking into account long-term, of course, sustainability at several levels, particularly social and environmental. And of course, the rate of local content is important in order to strengthen the national sovereignty and improve Morocco's commercial balance. Depending on the project location, as I said, a territorial bonus of 10 or 15% of the capex can be granted, aiming to reduce the disparity between territories. And eligible projects can also benefit from a sectorial bonus, which aims to direct investment towards sectors identified as promising and with high growth potential. To name few, this would include industry, leisure and tourism, transport and logistics, digital economy, renewable energy, and these, I believe, are also linked to infrastructures as well. In addition to the principal support mechanism, 3 specific mechanisms are put in place under this charter, including a specific mechanism that is dedicated to the strategic projects. So these projects will benefit from, I would say, customized support on case-by-case basis, depending on these project needs. These projects have to meet certain criteria. So either be in the defense industry or invest more than 200 million euros and meeting at least one of the criteria that you can see. So this criteria will involve namely the water, energy, food, or health security in Morocco, having direct impact on the jobs, acting as a locomotive like it was the case for the automotive OEMs, Peugeot and PSA and what we call today Stellantis and Renault, that helped the broad to bring a whole ecosystem of more than 250 companies today. To also one of the criteria is to position Morocco or to strengthen the strategic positions of Morocco worldwide. And of course, any industry that will bring cutting-edge technologies. So you can get access to more details regarding the investment charter through AMDI's website or through the following QR codes. The charter is available, by the way, in German. Thank you all for your attention. And please, if you have any question, you have my contact details here. Just drop me an email and I will be more than happy to answer. Unfortunately, I will have to leave as I have a flight to catch in a while. But Said Al-Mhajri from my team, Said, you can say hi, perhaps, and introduce myself. He will still be online to answer any questions you might have. Thank you, and have a good day, everyone.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Benslama. Yeah, I saw that your colleague is online. I saw him. I know him a little bit, so do not worry. Thank you very much for this presentation. It's very interesting, as always. I will put few words after that also on this to say that, for example, you had a roadshow in Germany, the last, it was 2 weeks ago or last week, that you are now even with the IMDA in the US to show that Morocco is really going on. It's not only the IMDA, you are with the Ministry of Invest and so on. So it's really going on, and it's a very nice. I hope that this webinar as well will bring some other German company, because there is a lot to do in some sectors, as you know, and Germany can be very attractive here. If so for Morocco, and Morocco could be helping also Germany in many ways. We are talking about the automotive. I'm sure that there is still a lot to do in this case. And the green energy, there is also a lot of discussion with Germany, so it's very interesting.
Absolutely, a lot to do, and we'll be very happy to support and assist any companies considering Morocco for business or investment. Thank you very much, all. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Benslama. And we set you free for your flight. Don't try to catch it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So yeah, so as we said, there is you see, it was from the IMDA, so it's a more general presentation showing Morocco. So you can see that the most important is to say that there is a very stable country. It's very important, I think, for the German companies, because, okay, we are in Africa, but we are neighbors. We are 14 kilometers from Europe. We have a lot of influence from Europe. We speak French, we speak Spanish, I hope soon that we can speak a bit more German here in Morocco, but that's my personal opinion. English as well is running quite well here, so there is a lot of things. And we spoke about free zones. I want to point out that the regions Rabat, Saleh, Kenitra, we have the free zone in Kenitra, where Stellantis, for example, is installed. That's one of the points. That's why here the Chamber of Commerce of Rabat is also responsible almost for this area. And it's quite interesting. And we have a lot of German company there. For example, Kromberg Schubert is there in Kenitra. So that's only some quite quick information. So now I would like to see if Mr. Nassiri is there. Now we are going a bit more in a part where Morocco and Germany are very interesting.
Hello, Mr. Salah.
Hello, Mr. Nassiri. I hope you're doing well. You represent I think, yeah, we are Muslims, but I think that one of the biggest religion in Morocco is football, if I can say like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Spili said last time when they asked him what is your best sport in Brazil? He told the cricket, and when they asked, no, I speak about what does mean the football. Told he didn't ask me about my our religion. That's why.
Religion, yeah. So, but there is not only your the Sonarjet. I think you are going to present everything to our colleagues. The German with the Deutsche Mannschaft. The Mannschaft is are very interesting. Now you know, for example, that the Euro 2024 is taking place in Germany in 1 month. So it's also quite interesting, maybe. And yeah, so I give you the floor. And yeah, I'm very keen to hear about this presentation. Thank you, Nasiri.
So thank you, Mr. Salah. I will start before by sharing the presentation. Just 1 moment. So I didn't found it here. Okay. It's okay?
We don't see it right now. Maybe you try again.
No? Now it's okay?
Now we got it. Yes, now we got it. Yeah, right.
So
Thank
firstly,
you.
I'm deeply honored to extend my sincerest gratitude to the Moroccan Chamber of Commerce for this is my name of Mr. Hassan to extend this gracious invitation to today's webinar. So it's a privilege to be among such esteemed participants and to have the opportunity to engage in this discussion that holds great significance for both Morocco and German companies. So firstly, I will start to present myself. So my name is Abderrahim Nasiri. I'm the Regional Director of Sonarjes of Rabat, Kenitra, and Sali. I will start by present Sonarjes. So as you know, that in Morocco, the Sonarjes is the armed force for departments in charge of sports in the management of major sports infrastructure. So Sonarjes is born out of the while of His Majesty the King Mohammed VI to propel the sports sector for the free front, the national companies, for national company for the construction and management of sports facilities that was created with the aim of enhancing sports facilities and customizing their management. So it's created except from the royal letter in Skhirat in 28. Our mission today for Sonarjes is the first is to undertake the role of project owner for the renovation of 6 existing stadiums to meet the CAF requirements and also order to host the African Cup of Nations 2025. The second is to undertake the role of project owner for the renovation of 5 existing stadiums to meet the FIFA 2030. And you know that the requirements of FIFA is changing every year. That's why the role of Sonarjes is more important to keep the stadium qualified to play the World Cup 2030. The third thing is to take charge of the project management for Casablanca, the new stadium in Ben Slimane, the new Casablanca stadium development, and also after the construction and also after the renovation to ensure that the maintenance and the effective operation for sports facilities for optimal performance. And also the management, the operation of sports infrastructure in stadiums. So today, Sonarjes, we have more than 16 year existence. You know that it's established in 2008. We have managing 5 football stadiums in Morocco. The biggest one, Casablanca, Marrakesh, Agadir, Tangier, Rabat. Also Casablanca another time because Casablanca will have two stadiums, the Mohammed V Stadium and the big one that's gonna be constructed in Ben Slimane and also Fes. And now we're getting also the Husima. 37 other than football stadium infrastructure, that is swimming pool, the arena, sports, the tennis complex, and we have organized more than 40 competition, like World Cup FIFA 2013 and 2014, and also the last one 2022, the Women's AFCON 2022, Diamonds League for athletic competition, SHAN, the African Nation Championship for local players, and also the CAN U23. We organized it 2 times, the 2011 and 2023. So today we have more than 536 events hosted to the date, and for the facilities we have more than 12 pitch with the natural grass in Marrakesh, in Agadir, in Tangier, in Fez, in Rabat. As you know, that the treatment and the maintenance of the natural grass is more difficult and more precise than the artificial one. We have 2 synthetic turf in auxiliary field in Fez and Rabat, like for the training, more training, that we have more time that can support more than 4 hours per day. We have also 5 football academic in Rabat, in Agadir, in Fez, in Marrakesh, and also we are more than 115 satisfied clients. Just the portfolio for the stadiums, as I told that we have 6 existing stadium, and we are constructing the 7th one in Ben Slimane. That means that we have more than for some stadiums we have more than 400 seats and 1,600 seats, and also 1,800 seats gonna be in Ben Slimane Stadium. For example, for Tangier, the capacity gonna be more than 60,000 seats, and Moulay Abdullah also more than 60,000. That means that we can today be able to organize the semi-final of World Cup. Also in Agadir, more than 4,400 in Casablanca, the Mohammed VI Sports, more than 1,406. So to kind of see that every city we have like distribution of a multidisciplinary infrastructure. As I told, we have the swimming pools, we have the stadiums, we have the arena. So in more than 10 cities in Morocco, we represent we are represented. So this is the event report that we organized before. Is an African Cup Nation, World Cup for FIFA World Cup, and Women CAN the last year, Africa Championship and Spanish Super Cup in 2018 in Tangier. It's a small, just the main event, the big one that Sonaris organized in the stadium that we manage. So today, if I can speak of the big, for example, the big stadium of Casablanca, the consistence, the superficie is more than 100 hectares. The capacity is more than 115,000 spectators and seats. And also we will have 4 training field, commercial space and parking lot. Just to tell you that today we are trying to respect the FIFA requirements that is very exigent than other requirements. Just to, and we are working with ANEP, Miss Fatin and Miss Nasser also, to be in order to respect all these requirements. So the program today is that we have 2 main events, is AFCON 2025 and also FIFA WC 2030. So aligning with the regular technical requirements for construction and football stadiums, as well as new requirements of various football organization, and to update specification that updated every time. So the funding provider now is the Ministry of Economy and Finance, and also the Ministry of Nation, Education, Preschooler and Sports. And the project owner for all this renovation is Sonages, and we delegate the project owner to our colleague ANEP, and we have the partner that's sure that is the FRMF, the Moroccan Federation of Football. So we have, like I say, we have two phases for the program renovation. That the first one is dedicated for CAF requirements, and the second one is dedicated for FIFA requirements. And we are sure that today we have 3 stadiums in Rabat and Tangier and Casablanca, where we're gonna do it for surely for the CAF competition, but we're gonna be able to have the requirements of FIFA. So after the 2025, we're gonna not to do any other requirement. It's not like in Fes Stadium and Marrakesh and Agadir and also Casablanca Mohammed V Sport, that we have the first phases to be in aligned with CAF requirements, and after we're gonna do another renovation for FIFA requirements. Today, the renovation requirements that we are trying to be aligned with them is firstly is the stadium ball and seating. That you know that to organize the World Cup, we have the minimum of seating, we have the minimum of requirements, the distance between the seats, and also the quality of the seats, the competition facilities, the square meter that we need to respect, the VIP and hospitality, also the number of the VIP and VIP seats and hospitality, media facilities, surround infrastructure like parking, safety and security. We need to have a good certification of safety and security that's aligned with the international requirements. Also the technological infrastructure. And the more important thing is to have sustainability of this infrastructure for development. That means that today we are constructing a big stadium. This big stadium after the World Cup, if gonna be able to be can use it for our competition, national competition. That is the more important. That is the more. This is today the big project that we are working in. So just to give a small requirements, just to understand what's going in the stadium, that FIFA told us that we have some requirement that we need to respect them. It's like the distribution of the VIP and VVIP and general spectator seats. So we see here that it's just how we need to organize those seats, and also the orientation of the stadium is very important, because we need to combine with also the sun for spectator, and also for the pitch, to have a good pitch. That you know that we need minimum 6 hours of sun for pitch to have a good pitch for the players. And also there is another thing, that is the visibility of the player, the spectators. They need to have all the stadium in their seats. So for example, for the seats now, we have the seats width that gonna be need to be more than 0.45 meters. The row deep to have more comfortable seats is more than 0.8 meters. The distance between the seats and also for high category seats for VIP and VVIP, and also the hospitality, there is a lot of requirement that we need to respect them. And also the accessibility seats that we know in requirements of 2030, they give up of it. They give up the number from 0.5% of general seats to 1% today for the World Cup 2030. For the competition area, this is just the small as example for Tangi Stadium, that also the distribution of all the architecture of those facilities need to be operational for players and also for the official of the match. Is the like we need to respect the superficie of the changing room. For example, we need to have more than 80 square meters, and also to be in the same level than the pitch. There is another thing that is more important, like you know that in matches, all the spectator, they see the stadium more than 90 minutes, so it's more important to have a good pitch and to have a good condition for players. So we are trying to have the last technology of pitch. We speak now about hybrid turf and also the drainage system to not have problem of water in the pitch if it's rain more. So we are trying to have also the watering system to have the homogeneity of the water in all the pitch. And for the stadium that we will have the cover, we need to put the light therapy and also to cool in the grass system that is more important. All this is to have a good condition for players to play. So for FIFA, for example, there is a small mapping that they ask to do with the requirements of FIFA, where we're gonna put the VIP, where we're gonna put the VVIP, skyboxes, lounges, and all this. So it's very, very, very recommended, and we have the requirement that is not easy to respect, but we are trying, and we did it for our stadium in Morocco. Also, the hospitality they give us for FIFA, there is a minimum, for example, 2 meters square for guests, for lounges, and for boxes for the hospitality. Like, for example, if we have the skybox that we have 5 person in skybox, we need to have 10 meters square in the lounge. This is the minimum that FIFA asks to have in the stadium. Just to told you that, for example, if we can do more, we're gonna do more. That after to choose which stadium gonna organize the final and the semi-final and the quarterfinal, it's depend to the requirements, and also it's depend to the existing facilities that we have. So also there is a lot of media facilities for media, for press conference, that is in FIFA requirements. For example, minimum of loudspeaker, wireless. We need to have a good quality of wireless. Now we are working with the wireless 6, and maybe we're gonna work in 2030 with wireless 8. Or the thing that's more important is the broadcasting. So also we are trying with our engineering and with ANEP to have the optimal position for the broadcasting, to have a good transmission of the matches. And also this is one of more the requirements FIFA that I say last time. The more after the pitch, we can speak about the lighting. Today the lighting is very, very important. That FIFA requirement is more than 2,000 luxes. So we are working in this also with a lot of company that we did more exercises to have a good light. So we have the technology infrastructure like power supplier, public system address, closed circuit television for CCTV, for camera, and for security, and also the network architecture. I say that we have the technology Wi-Fi 6E and 6. Now we're gonna go maybe in 7 or 8. Also the surrounding of infrastructure. So is not when we speak about the stadium, we didn't concentrate in also the stadium So we have more perimeter, like outer perimeter and inner perimeter, and also the traffic zone in the exterior, where we will have the what I say, the fun zone for public. Also, there is a requirement that we are working to respect all this. For example, the inner perimeter this is the turnstiles that we're gonna use, the system of control axis, and maybe in 2030 we will not have the paper, all gonna be in electronic, like the QR code in phone or something like this. So we are trying to have the last technology in our stadium today to don't have more workers or more renovation for 2030. Also the parking, though there is lots of requirements for parking, the minimum of parking for VIP and VVIP and for team guests, that the FIFA is important for him to have a good condition for this and our VIP and VVIP guests. For the sustainability development, so we are working now in the projects with the Ministry of Energy. That means that we need to economize the water. So during the recent years, so characterized by successive period of drought and continuous increase in water needs required, like in Araba, we're gonna work with the watering, the water treated, and also we're gonna treat it because it's not good for the pitch and for the players, but we're gonna treat another time to have a good quality of water in our pitches. Thank you, and I'm here if you have a question about the needs for the stadium to answer.
Thank you, Sinasiri. Thank you so much for this complete and very interesting presentation. It seems that there is a lot of work, so that's why I think this kind of webinar could be very interesting, because
just to give one precision, that Sonartes and ANEP, represented by Miss Fatin and Miss Nasiri, we are one team. So that's all that I say the same thing that Mr. Fatin gonna say and maybe gonna give. So I would like to thank him, to thank ANEP, and to thank all the guys that are working every time, and more stress, that support more stress for our country.
Yeah, we will give the floor after to Miss Fatin, of course, from the ANEP, to speak about that. And yeah, so thank you so much. There is a lot of interesting things coming from the infrastructure. Also, as you said, the building of the new stadium here near Casablanca. And so it's meaning as well also new roads, in terms of highways, in terms of also in the trains, etc. So now I would like so thank you so much again, Mr. Nasseri, and we have maybe for sure some question after, because we will do it after at the end.
Okay.
Right now, I would like to give the floor to Mr. Adil Bahi, if he hear me, if he's still there.
Yes,
Mr.
I hear you.
Yeah, hello, sir. So Mr. Adil Bahi is from the Ministry of Transport and Logistics. We are very pleased to have someone from the ministry on board in this webinar. I think it's very important to show us and the structure, or I mean the strategy that you have for the next years. So I give you the floor, and yeah, share your presentation. We are very keen to hear about the ministry and your functionality and the strategy that you have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Please just tell me if it's okay for the presentation. Do you see?
Yes, sir. Slide? We see it. Yeah, we see the slide. Thank you. Good.
So thank you again, and I'm happy to participate with you with this presentation on the ministry's strategy and vision for the development of transports and logistic infrastructures to 2030. I would like just to excuse my level of English, but I promise to do my best. So I'm going to address 3 points. An overview of the transport and logistics sector in Morocco, our vision for the period 24-26, and finally the main structuring projects scheduled for the period 24-30. Before looking at the future, it's always interesting to remember a little of our history. Just to remind one of our strategic choices that Morocco made in the past, that of opening the transport and logistics sector to free competition. During these 20 last years, our transports and logistics sector is totally open to private sector for free competition, because we are convinced that free competition in the market is the guarantee to get the best quality, the highest quality, and the lowest cost. The other strategic choice in the transport and logistics sector was to modernize the infrastructure. Our action in this area was framed by ambitious strategies and plans that have been launched as part of the policy of major construction projects initiated by His Majesty the King Mohammed VI, may God assist him. So we have Rail Plan 2040, motorway master plans, expressway modernization program, rural roads program, port strategy 2030, and the logistics competitiveness development strategy by 2030. It was important to remind these strategic choices because they are the foundations of our development policy in the sector for today and for the future. And now, over the past 20 years, some 400 billion dirhams have been invested in these strategies, giving our country one of the most developed transport infrastructure networks in Africa, as it was said by our colleague from IMDE. We have almost 60,000 kilometers of roads, including 1,800 kilometers of highways, and almost 1,700 kilometers of expressways, who are roads that really the same standards as a highway, but they are free for circulation. We have also 2,300 kilometers of railways, including 200 kilometers of high-speed trains. We have 43 ports, including 30 foreign train ports connected to numerous international destinations, which is very important for connectivity of our country and for international trade. And finally, we have 26 airports with 19 international airports connected to over 150 destinations all over the world. Now, what about our vision for the period 22-26, which is the period for this actual government? So just to give you an overview about that. After a phase that I talked about, characterized by considerable development of all modes of transport infrastructure, now we are facing new challenges. to develop a transport system that meets the requirements of sustainable, inclusive mobility and transport for citizens and economic actors, and to continue investing in the development of high quality and safe transport infrastructure. And to face these new challenges, our objectives are to improve the efficiency and accessibility of transport systems, social, economic, and cultural integration of our citizens, to support economic growth and competitiveness of Morocco products, and to take sustainable development and climate change into our account. Of course, these objectives are part of an overall vision of the sector, which consists of promoting the development of high-performance logistics chains to enhance the competitiveness of the national economy. This vision is broken down into 4 axes: infrastructure, connectivity, operators, and governance. For each axis, of course, we identify the strategic projects. For sustainable mobility, it's about developing the high-speed rail network and the regional rail service, known as RER, improving the attractiveness of regular public passenger transport by road, transforming Casablanca Airport into a major air hub and improvement of service quality in national airports, and restructuring the international maritime passenger transport through the Detroit of Gibraltar. The second axe concerns the development of our competitiveness in the field of logistics by developing logistics zone in different regions of the kingdom, developing multimodal goods transport, developing a competitive national shipping fleet. We are studying the implementation of this fleet right now. We are actually studying it, and upgrading road haulage and logistics company. For governance, we have the ambition to draw up a national charter of the development of sustainable and inclusive mobility, which will be our new mobility policy, institutionalize dialogue with the road transport professional, governance of the national road safety strategy, and the national strategy for the development of logistic competitiveness, the reform of public institution under the ministry's supervision. I'm talking here about the ONSAFE and ONDA, and the modernization of the legislative framework governing transport and logistics service. And the last axe concerns, of course, it's an internal axe concerning our internal performance, and here it's about accelerating our digital transformation, improving services and simplifying procedures, and of course communication and cooperation. And here we come to the projects scheduled for the period 24-30. I will start by highlighting the overall amount of investments planned for the period 24-30, which totals 160 billion dirhams. It's almost 16 billion euros. Rail transports, which with the biggest part, 63%. Airports and air transports in the second place with 55%. And we also have development of logistic centers and public transports by buses. In terms of projects, the main one concerns the rail sector with 100 billion dirhams, it's about 10 billion euros. It concerns the extension of the high-speed line to Marrakesh, from Qanitra to Marrakesh, with 53 billion dirhams. Developing a new service of transports around the big cities, Casablanca, Rabat, and Marrakesh. We know that kind of rail transports around the cities, the big cities, as RER. It's very important for mobility inside and around the cities. It will cost 20 billion dirhams. We have the connection of the new port of Nador West Med with 4.3 billion dirhams. The acquisition of almost 170 trains, new trains, with 17 billion dirhams, and upgrading a rail network and elimination of level crossing with 7 billion dirhams. It is here about security of transportations by train. On this slide, we can see the first and main project. It's an illustration of this extension from Qanitra to Marrakesh. As you can see in red color, it's 450 kilometers of extension of a new high-speed line from Qanitra to Marrakesh. It will pass by Rabat, Casablanca, the airport of Casablanca, and of course the new Ben Slimane Stadium. The investment is 53 billion dirhams. It will be operated before 2030, and we think that the traffic forecast will be of 20 billion in 2013. And over 16 million by 2035. It will reduce, of course, significantly the time travel, as we can see below on the right. And right now, this project is in his last phases before launching. So I think this is one of the biggest opportunities for German companies to participate to this projects via, of course, tenders. It will be, of course, not only one tender, but many tenders on different aspects. The second project concerns also the rail sector with the two important projects. The RER, like I said, it's a new metropolitan rail service within the big cities of Casablanca, Rabat, and Marrakesh, capitalizing on the release of capacity on the existing network generated by the extension of the high-speed line to Marrakesh. The Casablanca region RER will provide a regular service to airports Mohammed V and a new rail link to the Ben Slimane Stadium. We have also a very ambitious program of acquisition of almost 170 new trains, 150 trains for intercity service, rapid and metropolitan shuttle trains, and 18 high-speed trains for high-speed line extensions. The global cost will be 16 billion dirhams. And we think this big order will be for us the occasion to set up a real ecosystem of rail industry to produce locally our trains and also for exportation. In the airport sector, which is very important and critical for the success of the organization of international events like African Cup and World Cup of football. It's urgent for us to increase capacity of Marrakesh, Tangier, and Agadir airports for a total cost of 5 billion dirhams. Work should start this year to all these airports be ready to receive people before 2029. It's about increasing capacity, but also about increasing the level of service in these airports, so that we can be ready for the appointment of 2023. Excuse me, 2030. We also need to develop our main airports, which is the airport of Casablanca. We launched a study few months ago to draw up a plan and program for the development of this airport by 2050. And we think also it's a urgent project that we need to launch very soon, so that it could be ready for 2030. We also have other development projects of airports. I can mention here the development of the airport of Al Husayma with 300 million dirhams. This was about airports, but also we have air transports. I'm talking about the new program contracts between Royal Air Maroc, and the government for the period 23-37, signed on last July. It aims to increase the number of aircrafts from 50 to 200 in 2037, and increase the number of destinations to 143 between Europe, Africa, Americas, and Asia, in addition, of course, to more developed domestic networks. The target is to exceed 31 million passengers, with the sales of almost 100 billion dirhams. This ambitious goal of l'Aram is part of a global vision of development of the sector of tourism, and for that we need, of course, a very performant operator, a national performance operator, but also with this new size of our fleet, about 200, we need to develop airports. So it's a global vision with the performance operator, airports with enough capacity, and legal framework permitting to introduce new operators. And in the end, I will finish by transport and logistics service. We aim to improve conditions of international maritime passenger transport between Morocco and the southern shore of the Mediterranean Sea. This is very important for us because for two main reasons. There is already one German operator that operates this Detroit between Tangier and Spain. So it's important, I said, for two reasons. The first one is because Europe is our main economic partner, and this link, this maritime link with Europe via Tangier is very important for us. It needs to be efficient for our competitiveness. And let me remind that Morocco has become an industrial country in automobile because of this efficiency of this connectivity with his main market, which is Europe. So this is the first reason. The second reason is that there is a huge Moroccan diaspora in Europe. So this link is important also for passengers. So it's one of our priorities. We have also reflection on the creation of a national maritime freight flag. So we, in relation with this first point, we are thinking about creating our own shipping company to be under a Moroccan flag. Results of this reflection will be published soon. We have also acceleration of logistic platforms with a total amount of 2.5 billion dirhams all over Morocco. We have 8 platforms that are scheduled for these 6 coming years. And at the end, we have a program to increase the attractivity of road transports by buses called the Safe Autocar, which aims to renew the fleet of buses with a total cost of 1.5 billion dirhams. That was all about transport and logistics. I try to be short but exhaustive about all our important projects. And thank you very much for your attention.
Sibahi, merci. Thank you so much. Yeah, as everybody can see, there is a lot of information because those projects here in Morocco are really, yeah, it's not only depending on the World Cup, let me say, or the CAN, but Morocco have a very big project. And here, for example, one of the biggest projects here in Morocco is the transport. For the information for our German friends, we have a speed train, we have the TGV or LGV, Ligne Grande Vitesse, which is between Casablanca related to Casablanca to Tangier. And the target is then to go, of course, to south of Morocco, to Marrakesh, Agadir. But I think that maybe one day, if possible, we can go to Dakhla, then to with the speed train as well. All the infrastructure are very interesting here in the building. As you see, there is a lot to do. And here, the area where we are living, let me say Rabat, Tangier, but Rabat, Kaza, etc., is going to change a lot here with the infrastructure, the new RER. The RER is for our German friend, like the S-Bahn, in order to explain our colleagues what the RER is. The RER is the French name for it. But as everybody sees, there is a huge work to do. And I think for the German company, you spoke about the tunnel. I speak about the company Herrenknecht, for example. It's the world leader, let me say, in tunnel construction. Maybe also for our colleague from the LANEP or for the transport, everything. There are some company names which could be very interesting to hear in this webinar. So now I would like to give the floor to Miss. So thank you again, Mr. Bahi, for your time. I know that at the ministry, everybody is very busy. Thank you so much. And Miss Fatin is from the ANEP, l'Agence Nationale des Équipements Publics, so public equipment. And as Mr. Nassiri said, you are working together. So are you? Yeah, okay. So I cut my micro and I give you the floor.
Bonjour tout le monde. Donc, je vais faire la présentation en langue française, comme j'ai déjà dit à Madame Marie. Donc, il n'y a pas eu de présentation, donc je vais compléter ce qui a été dit par Monsieur Nasseri, qui est notre maître d'ouvrage.
OK.
Donc, voilà, je me présente. Je suis Madame Belkbir Fatine. Je suis la directrice des grands projets au sein de l'Agence nationale des équipements publics, qui assure aujourd'hui le pilotage du programme des infrastructures sportives au Maroc, et notamment dans le cadre de l'organisation de la CAN 2025 et la Coupe du Monde 2030. Donc, je continue ou vous voulez que vous traduisez en même temps?
Yeah, so Ms. Fatin is the responsible of the project for all the public management for all the business with the Sonarges as well for the World Cup and the CAN. So she will present it in French and I will try then to translate quite quickly and shortly then in English.
Donc, voilà, donc l'Agence nationale des équipements assure la maîtrise d'ouvrages délégués auprès de la Sonarges pour la réalisation de la mise à niveau des stades au Maroc. Comme vous savez, aujourd'hui, on a un portefeuille de 7 stades, dont 2 en nouvelle construction, celui de Rabat et celui de Casablanca. Celui de Rabat pour recevoir la demi-finale de la Coupe du Monde 2030 et celui de Casa pour recevoir la finale de la Coupe du Monde 2030. Une première phase a été déjà élaborée et entamée par l'ANEP en termes de mise à niveau par rapport à la CAN 2025. L'ensemble des stades, les travaux ont déjà démarré pour accueillir la Coupe d'Afrique 2025. En termes de mise à niveau par rapport au cahier de charge CAF, parce qu'on a 2 cahiers de charge à respecter, celui de la CAF 2025 et celui de la Coupe du Monde 2030. On a la mise à jour du cahier de charge FIFA.
Je vais traduire. I will translate because there is a lot of information. Il y a beaucoup d'informations qui sont intéressantes. So then the ANEP is responsible, let me say, for the work and the project leading for the Sonarges. So there are 7 stadiums right now on their scope. And most important, let me say, is the stadium from Rabat, with the new one, which is going to be rebuilt. It's also the biggest stadium is near Casablanca, so 2 stadiums in the building. And let me say the most important for you to know is that they're working also on the lead of the CAF. So for next year, the CAF is for the African Cup, okay? And then as well for 2030 with the leading of the holding of the standards of the FIFA for 2030. Voilà.
Donc, le défi qui a été relevé par l'ANEP en collaboration avec la Sonarges, c'est de rendre ces stades aux normes CAF et aux normes Coupe du Monde 2030. Il fallait rendre les stades Marrakech, Agadir, Fès aptes à recevoir un quart de finale, donc avoir une capacité nette de 40 000 places. Et de rendre le stade de Tanger, Rabat, avec une capacité de plus de 60 000 pour répondre à la demi-finale Coupe du Monde. Et bien sûr, concevoir et réaliser un projet de plus de 80 000, celui de Casa, pour qu'il soit apte à accueillir la finale 2030. Donc voilà.
Okay. So the target then is to build up, let me say, the number of seats to 40,000 to be able to reside in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. For example, that's more than the other related stadium like in Fes, Agadir, and Marrakesh. Of course, I did not say that also then Rabat and Casablanca to put them to 60,000 seats in order to be able to reside in the semi-final, sorry. And also for the new stadium from Casablanca till 80,000 to maybe have and to reside and to be able to reside in the final of the World Cup. So that's the target of the ANEP. It means that Sonarges is leading, etc. But the project leader in this fact is the ANEP. Voilà.
Alors, depuis, je dirais, mars 2023, l'équipe ANEP et Sonarges s'est penchée sur la désignation des architectes, des bureaux d'études, pour commencer à faire les études nécessaires, les études architecturales et les études techniques, entamer les diagnostics, les expertises nécessaires pour faire sortir des plans fonctionnels, des plans qui répondent tout d'abord au cahier de charge CAF 2025. Donc, les études ont été achevées, les travaux ont été lancés pour l'ensemble des stades, notamment pour la préparation de la CAN 2025. Agadir, Marrakech, Fès, les travaux sont commencés, Rabat aussi, Tanger, donc tous les chantiers ont démarré et tous les marchés travaux ont été lancés, que ce soit des marchés travaux pour tout ce qui est technique, les lots techniques, tout ce qui est engazonnement. Donc, tout ça a été lancé et les entreprises ont été désignées. Ils sont aujourd'hui sur chantier.
Okay, so from 2023, the ANEP already launched, let me say, all the work about this construction in all the stadium here in Morocco, from every city that you heard. It means from Tangier in the north, Fez, Marrakesh, Agadir, Rabat, and Kara. And their work was to prepare all the, let me say, the tenders to be then filled from Moroccan company or foreigners. It's mean also from the architects and the construction companies, etc. Every stadium now is on the launch and are already also in construction. We see that they are every day in Morocco, but everything is then already launched and the construction are going on. Juste une petite question, Madame Fatine. Tout a été passé par des appels d'offres. C'est ça? Vous faites la désignation par des appels d'offres?
Oui, par des appels d'offres et il y a une dérogation par rapport à certains stades, donc il y a une dérogation pour passer des marchés négociés. D'accord. Il y a toujours encore, on a encore des marchés à lancer. On a encore des marchés à lancer pour, je dirais, peut-être pour Casa, parce que c'est une nouvelle construction qui vient d'être en étude. Il est toujours en étude.
So every business is launching through tenders, and sometimes then you have some restricted tenders for some special business. And of course, there are still some construction have been to be determined, and tenders are going to go out, etc., from the ANEP. So we can also invite every company then to check that, and we will ask Ms. Fantine for more precision on that.
Sachant qu'on fait appel à des entreprises marocaines qui font appel à des expertises étrangères, bien sûr, tout ce qui est engazonnement, tout ce qui est équipement en siège, tout ce qui est lot technique, tout ce qui est charpente, que ce soit en termes d'études, que ce soit en termes de travaux. On a de l'expertise étrangère avec, bien sûr, les compétences marocaines. Donc, que ce soit...
So in this case, the market or the business is gone or given to Moroccan companies. But of course, the Moroccan company needs the expertise from abroad. If it's a German one or from wherever, it's meaning for the construction of the seats, the carpenters, etc., the structures of the stadium, the seats, the seats, the pits, etc. Because they are, let me say, not we have not the product on itself. We have the companies which are working on that, but no the structure and the product itself is coming from abroad. So the Moroccan companies are asking and searching abroad some help.
Donc, un deuxième travail a été aussi entamé, c'est de rendre ces stades conformes à la Coupe du Monde de 2030. Aujourd'hui, les études ont été aussi entamées par la maîtrise d'œuvre, par les bureaux d'études, pour répondre à la capacité demandée exigée par le cahier de charge 2030. Donc, les études sont prêtes à achever pour l'ensemble des stades. Donc, les 7 stades aujourd'hui sont aptes à accueillir tous les matchs de la Coupe du Monde 2030. Que ce soit le quart, il y a des stades qui sont aptes à accueillir le quart de finale. Il y a 2 stades pour la demi et 1 stade pour le final. Donc, l'ensemble des stades au Maroc ils seront mis dans le dossier de candidature parce qu'on travaille avec le comité Maroc FIFA. Qui entretient avec nous des visioconférences, on tient avec eux des réunions pour finaliser le dossier qui va être soumis en juillet 2024 à la FIFA internationale.
So in order to submit then the FIFA work and let me say the Moroccan dossier to the FIFA for 2024, the Moroccan ANEP and Sonarjets work together in order to answer to all the requirements, first of the CAF or the African Cup, but also right now for the FIFA, for the World Cup 2030. So it means that all the stadiums have to be upgraded for the quarterfinal with 40,000, the semifinal with 60,000 seats, and for the final for 80,000 seats. Everything is done from the ANEP together with the Moroccan FIFA team, which is working to present the dossier to the FIFA World Cup 2030.
La phase de préparation de la candidature, elle est dans la phase presque finale parce que les études sont prêtes. Donc, on va commencer à collecter, rassembler l'ensemble des documents pour les soumettre au bidbook et le remettre bien sûr au comité FIFA international pour le choix des stades qui vont accueillir la Coupe du Monde. Et on va revenir pour retravailler et commencer à lancer les travaux pour la Coupe du Monde 2030. Donc, il y aura une phase 2025, une deuxième phase 2030. Alors, la mise à niveau des stades, elle englobe les infrastructures et les alentours. Donc, il n'y a pas que la construction du stade en lui-même, mais la projection d'un stade impactera bien sûr l'environnement et la connexion, le transport, d'autres secteurs. Pour cela, on fait plusieurs réunions avec les autorités locales de chaque ville pour voir les opportunités que ce stade va offrir à la ville même, que ce soit une ville haute ou les villes avoisinantes. Et du coup, il y aura des nouveaux projets qui vont être projetés, des nouvelles zones d'urbanisation qui vont s'ouvrir. Je dirais par exemple la ville de Ben Slimane, qui va accueillir le plus grand stade en Afrique, 115 000 places en capacité brute, une finale en Afrique. Donc, il y aura le secteur hôtelier va être aussi touché, le secteur routier, le secteur ferroviaire. Donc, tout ça, il y a un schéma global et un master plan qui se concrétise avec la projection des stades sur l'ensemble des villes.
Très bien. Ouais. Yeah, so as Ms. Fatin said, they are all preparing the bid book, the FIFA 2030. The most important is as well, it's not only the construction of the stadium, but it also impacted all the area, the zone, the urbanization zone of the stadium. It's mean outside the stadium, you need also all the infrastructure needed. It's mean from the transport, from the environment, how to come to the stadium, how to live near the stadium, but also everything around about, for example, the tourism. It means also the hotel capacities around. For example, the best example is right now the new stadium, which is going to be built near Ben Slimane. Yeah, it's a stadium which will have a capacity of 115,000 people in the main for every kind of competition. And then also to have a look for the World Cup final. We present this stadium for the final to hide the final here of the World Cup. So it's mean that for this area of the city, for example, like Ben Slimane, that there is a lot of new work. And we were speaking about the Ministry of Transport, about the train, the speed train, the RER, so the S-Bahn, and the hotel capacities and whatever we can do then in all this area. I'm from Ben Slimane, and I'm living in Mohamedia, so I know that here there is a all new business. Je disais donc à Madame Fatim que je suis de Ben Slimane, j'habite à Mohamedia.
Il y aura des hôtels qui vont être projetés très prochainement à la ville de Ben Slimane et à la ville de Mohamedia. Le cahier de charge 2030, il n'englobe il n'y a pas que les stades, il y a toutes les infrastructures accompagnantes. Donc, il y a des exigences en termes de nombre d'hôtels, en termes de distance à parcourir, en termes de connexion. Tout ça, on est en train de le prendre en compte dans nos master plans, dans nos plans d'aménagement pour le stade et ses environs. Ça, le travail qu'on mène aujourd'hui avec les autorités locales, avec les wilayas, avec les départements ministériels, pour le transport, l'urbanisme, le tourisme.
Okay, yeah, so as Ms. Fatin said, the bid book is also englobing all these kind of questions, not only the infrastructure, let me say the hardware, if we can say like that, about the stadium, but everything which is around and touching, let me see, the life of the citizen and the life of the cities around those stadiums. So it's mean that they are also working with the wilaya, so the province, the cities, etc., to build up this bid book and to see how to say, because the FIFA also have some requirements in the terms of proximity, time of going to stadium, how to go to the stadium, how many hotels, etc., that have to be in the area of the stadium. So the ANEP is working on that and pushing all this on the bid book.
Donc aujourd'hui, la ANEP, avec la SONARGES, a finalisé, achevé l'ensemble des marchés travaux pour l'ensemble des stades. Il reste quelques marchés à lancer pour quelques stades, notamment Rabat et Casablanca. Une fois on finalise avec le comité FIFA la réalisation du bidbook, l'envoi du bidbook au comité FIFA international, on va se pencher vers la mise à niveau Coupe du Monde pour les autres stades. Une fois on a le retour sur les stades qui vont concourir la Coupe du Monde de 2030.
Okay, so now the part of the, let me say, stadium construction is almost done with the SONARGES and with the FIFA team. It's going to be then finished, let me say. There are still some open points for other stadium, which also are going to be then determined and the market are going to be given or the tenders are going to be launched. That's the most important right now on those events, let me say. No?
sachant que pour le cahier de charge, il met en avant tout ce qui est nouveauté technologique en termes type de gazon à concevoir, le type d'éclairage, donc tout est normatif. Et aujourd'hui, on doit le respecter à la lettre pour que le stade aussi soit labellisé et homologué.
Yeah, so as we saw in the presentation of Mr. Nassiri on in the term of the bid of the FIFA, all the data, let me say, for the tenders are to be respected. It's mean in terms of lightning, pit, ground, etc. Everything have to be determined, and then of course the ANEP have to, let me say, like translate it for the Moroccan companies and to follow it and to be sure that all be done by the book and on the letter. That's why.
Pour cela, on fait appel toujours à des experts. On fait des visites à travers la maîtrise d'œuvre, les bureaux d'études. Ils partent voir ce qui se fait en Europe, à l'étranger, dans les villes. La dernière Coupe du Monde qui s'est passée à Qatar, on est en train de faire les prospections nécessaires, de faire les recherches nécessaires et de faire appel aux experts qui sont à la hauteur pour répondre à ces normes et ces exigences du cahier de charge 2030.
So in this case, the ANEP is working also abroad and is prospecting everywhere concerning all the technical data which is needed, as we said, about the ground or the pit or the lightning, etc. For example, they also been in Qatar last time to have a look how it works at the last World Cup, for example, what have been done there, etc., and how they work on it, etc. And it's mean that they are also searching some cooperation with foreign companies, and I'm sure then German companies can be, as you said, the German companies worked also for the World Cup, for the Euros, etc. Je disais donc effectivement qu'il y a aussi donc une partie, les sociétés allemandes pourraient jouer un rôle puisqu'ils ont préparé aussi pas mal de Coupes du Monde. Il y avait la Coupe du Monde 2006, c'est un petit peu plus loin, mais là, il y a l'Euro, par exemple, qui est en cours. Donc, je pense qu'il y a des experts qui pourraient vous aider.
Donc, il faut juste nous envoyer ces références de stades, les stades qui se... On veut bien que ce soit des stades qui ont organisé déjà où il y avait la Coupe du Monde.
Oui.
Et avec, bien sûr, les références et on peut faire appel à
ça. So if there are companies, très bien, madame. If there are some companies already here which have some expertise and references on stadium, etc., they can take contact with the ANEP, with Ms. Hatin, and in order to see which is the competence of the company, etc., and then they can work also together. Of course, there will be always like an audit and a cooperation and to have a look how they can cooperate together.
Très bien. Donc voilà le vrai travail qui a été mené. Il y a encore du travail. On est en train de la suite. Merci beaucoup, c'est ça là.
Voilà, Madame Fatine. Merci à vous. Thank you so much. And yeah, there is a lot of work. It's very amazing. Il y a beaucoup de travail. Bon courage, c'est tout ce que je peux vous souhaiter parce qu'il y a pas mal de choses. Et puis voilà. Thank you, Ms. Fatine. And now, so about this, you see that there is a lot of work, a lot of things to be done still for this kind of business. And we are not only talking about, let me say, stadium, but everything which is around. We have some question about hotels, and you see that everything is connected. That's why we put here all those the speakers which are who are in those business, and you see that there is a lot of open question and an open business opportunity on that. So the next part now we are going to switch again now, and I would like to introduce now it's our colleague from the ONDA. Yeah, if I don't see wrong. Mr. Alawi. Yes, Hafid. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, so Mr. Alawi is from the ONDA, is the National Direction of the Airport and the Airports. So I give you the floor, Mr. Alawi.
Okay, let me thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Rashidi. Let me share the presentation, please. Okay, it works. You see the presentation? Okay,
Yeah, we see it. Sorry.
thank you. Hello, everybody. I am Yusfi Alawi Hafid, the head of normalization and supervision division within the airport operations department at the UNDR. First of all, I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Rabat for the organization this webinar, which provides us with the opportunity to present various investments opportunity and projects in the airport sector, especially those related to the preparation for the CAN 2025 and the World Cup 2030. Firstly, I will discuss the main mission of our organization India, along with its primary activities and the ongoing strategy named Envol 2025. I will move on the investments and the major airport development projects, as well as investment opportunities. So the India as the airport authority and national.
Oui, excusez-moi de vous déranger. Pourriez-vous
Yeah.
mettre en grand écran
D'accord.
juste la présentation? Parce qu'on ne voit. Si vous pouvez la mettre en présentation ou l'agrandir, s'il vous plaît. Oui, et en présent. Voilà. Comme ça, on voit mieux. Excusez-moi de vous déranger. Sorry.
D'accord. D'accord. As we say that the airport authority and national airport manager in Morocco is tasked with the developed airport infrastructure in terms of terminals.
Oui.
Yes.
La présentation est partie. Attendez, excusez-nous de vous déranger. Je suis désolé. Sorry. Pourriez la relancer, s'il vous plaît? Could you please
D'accord.
share it again? It's gone, sorry. Yeah, seems to be okay. Yeah, if you can put it encore en plus grand, en présentation, si c'est possible. Yes, now it's good.
That's good.
On
Okay.
essaye. Oui. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. As we say, the ONDA is the national airport manager in Morocco, is tasked with the development airport infrastructure in terms of terminals and the air navigation facilities, managing airport operation, air traffic management, training, concession management, and non-aeronautical activities within airports. We are technically supervised by the DGIC General Management of Civil Aviation, which is dependent of the Ministry of Transport and Logistics. And we financially overseen by the DOPP, Department of Public Enterprise and Privatization, which are dependent of the Ministry of Economy and Finance. We have international partners like the ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, the RCE Airports Council International, IATA, and our control. In this slide, we have some statistics regarding passenger traffic and the increase in this traffic in 2023 compared to 2019, as well as the amount of investments committed by the ONDA between 2024 and 2019, which is 17 billion dirhams. In this slide, we see the distribution of airports covering all of 12 administrative regions of the kingdom. We have the main airports and the secondary airports. In the slide, we see the air navigation infrastructure network, like 2 regional air traffic control centers in Casablanca and Agadir, 6 radar approach control centers at the airport of Casablanca, Marrakesh, Agadir, Tangier, Fes, and Oujda, 8 training centers, 15 regional control radars, equipped with 9 radar approach control radar, the coverage of Moroccan airspace by radar controlled satellite communications and air navigation aid instruments. When we talk about air navigation infrastructure, we talk about maintenance and upgrading of these aeronautical infrastructures. We talk about the strategy of OINDA 2025, who is focused to 5 axes, which is preparing for the new normality, enhancing cooperation with all ecosystem stakeholders, innovating in services and infrastructure for sustainable growth, encouraging operational and environmental excellence in the best conditions of safety and security, promoting the Moroccan identity of the office, and further opening up to the world. Our strategy at OINDA is aligned with the other key sector strategies and the partners in the kingdom, such as the tourism strategy, air transport development strategy as well, the logistic development strategy, and the other strategy of sectors. The major ongoing construction projects is we talk about the Rabat Airport, the project of construction new terminal in Rabat with an additional capacity about 4 million passengers per year. The investment is about 1.6 million dirhams, 1.6 billion dirhams, excuse me. The project is in progress. We have also the Tetouan airport, the construction of a new airport, and the Al Hoceima airport also. For the airport development projects planned for the medium long term, we have development of Marrakesh airport, development of Agadir airport, the development of the terminal area at Tangier airport, development of Casablanca Mohammed V airport, the program for the development of air freight platforms at Casablanca and Tangier airports. For the scope of Agadir Masira, the building is a rehabilitation and extension of the passenger terminal to reach a total area of 7,500 meters, including 30 meters square for the refurbishment of the existing terminal and 5,100 for the extension. We have also the project of expansion of the aircraft parking area and also the exterior landscaping. The budget is average of this project is average 150 million euro. The project of Marrakesh Airport, we have also the building, the part of building and the part of aeronautical and the road infrastructure. The budget is average 124 million euro. For the projects in Tangier Airport, we have also the same things, the parts of building and the parts of aeronautical and the roads infrastructures. The budget is averaged 115 million euro. When we talk about this project or development of airport, we talk about various investments and opportunity like aeronautical infrastructure, runways, taxiways, and aircraft parking area, the passenger terminals, construction, extension, or innovation to enhance passenger processing facilities, the passenger services, the equipment, technologies for enhanced passenger experience, the road and the transportation infrastructure, safety and security, surveillance, perimeter security staff training. We have also the opportunity for the tenders of facilities to improve cargo handling efficiency, the integration of sustainable practice and technologies. We have also the technology, the airport technology, and the airport management systems, mobile applications, communication infrastructures. As we know, the National Airport Authority is a public institution, and all of projects are tendered through competitive bids. Therefore, all stakeholders interested in this project can register on the website of Moroccan Public Portal to stay updated and all the latest information regarding the tenders related to this project. Thank you for your information. For your attention, excuse me.
Alawi, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much for this interesting presentation and for all the information. It's recutting, let me say, all what we said is 1.5 hours already, or almost 2 hours of the webinar. As you see, it's very interesting because there are a lot of opportunities. There are a lot of business running. There are a lot of projects running here right now in Morocco. It's very important for the development of the country, you see, because everything is through the infrastructure. First, the country have to build some infrastructure, and then the rest is coming. Because as we spoke with the ANEP, that everything is connected, I see that it's very interesting then to see all these kind of new projects. So right now, we are finished with the part of the panels.